Hello everybody, welcome to One Drink, a podcast where we talk about one topic for one drink. I'm Matthew.
And I'm Oliver.
And today we're talking about serial killers.
Oh man, I'm pumped for this show.
Yeah.
I've always been into serial killers. Well, I'm not.
Huh?
No. The pigs, man.
Right. Oh,
There is a serial killer that's called the Pig Farmer Killer.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna go over that one on the next show though. I didn't want to scare you on the first one. But no, I've just always found it interesting to learn about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, it's tragic in all kinds of different ways. But I watch a lot of documentaries on them and yada. So
I feel like after this, I'm gonna start watching more documentaries. And speaking of those, not to get off topic, but we did a show on lost treasures a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
And there was a documentary. This is a robbery.
Yeah.
We both seen it.
Yep.
And we talked about it on the show.
Yeah, we talked about this specific art heist.
Dude, this was great.
It was. Yeah.
I mean, they went into specifics.
Yeah.
And it just was.
Yeah. We just kind of glossed over it on the show, but it was really good. It's 4 episodes. Totally worth the watch.
Gotta watch it.
Yeah, for sure.
But this week, serial killers. It's just interesting. Their train of thought, or to get into the mind of,
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
It's crazy.
So, many serial killers, they'll keep souvenirs.
Yep.
Of their crimes.
Mm-hmm.
Which is common in these little facts that I put out are just, research that, they all did.
Yeah.
And, so men constitute for the overwhelming, propensity of serial killers, over 90%, so they're mostly men.
Yeah.
But while women make up a very small percentage of serial killers, they make up the majority of the victims.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Yep.
Because a lot of them, prostitutes, easy.
Yep. Easy marks.
Yeah.
Well, it's for the most part with serial killers, it's all about power.
Yes.
So they find someone that's less powerful than them, and
and there's they say that there's 4 types of serial killers: the visionary, the mission-orientated, hedonistic, and power and control.
Yep.
So, those 4 kind of make for what they're trying to do, and it's just crazy.
Yeah. So there's a scary fact too. The FBI estimates that there are roughly 2,000 current active serial killers in the U.S. alone.
Like right now?
Wow. So, and
God.
The definition of a serial killer by the FBI states that there has to be at least 3 murders over the span of at least 1 month.
Okay.
So it has to be a month elapsed in time.
Makes sense.
And there has to be some form of pattern with the victims.
Okay.
So, if you're a hitman for for the mob or whatever, you've killed 20 people. You're not that's not a serial killer. These ones are ones that go out and find a specific victim for a specific reason, and fit into that. To those 4 categories.
And it is crazy too, because you think about it, a lot of them are pattern orientated.
Yeah.
And you're just like, that we had one here, Arthur Shawcross, and all of them, the crimes were pretty much similar,
Yeah, yep, yeah, they always follow a pattern.
Crazy.
So, I also have awful statistics. These are the top 20 countries.
Okay.
And the amount of serial killers that have been convicted.
Whoa.
Convicted.
Okay.
Not caught, just not totally, but convicted.
Yeah.
Per country. So the number 1 country in the world for serial killers, it's USA.
Of course.
Obviously. With 3,204 convicted serial killers.
Really?
Yeah.
There's that many?
That's 1 in every 100,000. Yeah. Do that math.
That's scary.
Yeah.
That is scary.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. England comes in next, 2nd place with 166.
Okay.
So we're at 3,200,
yeah.
And the next closest country is 166.
Man.
Yeah. South Africa with 117, Canada with 106, Italy with 97, Japan with 96, Germany with 85, Australia with 81, which I thought would potentially be more.
In Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
India, no offense to the Australians. India with 80. France 71. China 57. Which is low considering they have 2 billion people.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, apparently it's not killers. Mexico 37, Brazil 27, Austria 22, Hungary 20, Spain 17, Poland 15, Scotland 15, and the Netherlands with 12.
Wow, 12.
12. The safest country in the world.
So we top the list.
Yep. Yep. And, you know, I'm sure that some other countries may have more as well. However, in a lot of countries, though, their law enforcement isn't what it is.
I completely agree.
You know, in other countries. So it's, you know, it just all depends. It's all relative. But, I mean, you can't get away from the fact that we have 3,200. So...
That is just a huge...
Yeah, it's a huge gap.
From
it's
166.
Yeah, that's a gap. We got issues.
Oh, everyone in the United States.
Yeah.
Watch out. I mean, it just... So, a crazy thought that goes in my mind is like, throughout my whole life of living on this earth...
Yeah.
I wonder if, like, I have walked by...
Probably.
You know what I mean? Just walked by...
Probably.
A serial killer or...
I mean, you figure in 40 years, you know what I mean? Like... It's got
something, or you know,
yeah,
that's so crazy.
Yeah. Well, didn't you? When was Shawcross?
I think that was in the 80s. So I was young. You know, I was I want to say teenager.
Yeah, but still, I mean, you lived here when he was killing people.
True. But what was crazy, I think I might have been. No,
well,
actually,
wasn't
21.
We both were. So Shawcross murdered 11 women from 1988 to 1990.
Damn. Yeah, so like,
yeah.
That's creepy.
We were here. Yeah. I wonder if we have...
And I think where he was from, I think he started in Watertown.
He was born in Maine.
Okay.
And then he moved down here.
Watertown, right? Something with Watertown?
Something about that.
So yeah, my aunt and uncle used to live up there, and we used to take trips up there.
Good thing where I got murdered by Shawcross.
Where I got chased by the bears. So yeah, that dude.
That's where the bears were?
Yeah. So
well, at least it was bears and not Shawcross.
Hey guys, can I fish with you?
No.
No, what?
Absolutely not. You're dead in a ditch somewhere, dude.
Oh, man. All right, so I'm going to go to the first known serial killer.
All right.
We ready for this? His name was Herman Mudgett. He went by H.H. Holmes. This guy's nuts. American swindler and confidence trickster who widely considered the country's first known serial killer. Always interested in medicine, he allegedly trapped animals and performed surgeries on them. Some accounts to life even suggest that he killed his childhood playmate, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
I can understand the animals, but, you know, I guess one of his friends went missing and...
Dude, H.H. I'll let you finish.
You read up on this guy?
Oh, I know all about this guy.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, this guy is...
Oh, yeah.
He's a different breed. So he attended medical school at the University of Michigan, where he was a mediocre student. In 1886, he moved to Chicago and took a job as a pharmacist under the name Dr. H.H. Holmes. Soon after, he apparently began killing people in order to steal their property. The house he built for himself, which became the murder castle, was equipped with a secret passage, trapdoors, soundproof room, doors that could be locked from the outside, gas jets to asphyxiate victims, and a kiln to cremate the bodies.
Yeah. Dude, this guy in that murder castle, dude,
what?
He had, like, there were secret tunnels and trapdoors and compartments and all kinds of, like, torture chambers.
Now, was this just an average house? Like
No. This was a big, yeah. Okay. So he was a huge con artist, right? So, he swindled and bamboozled and, like, towards, when he got convicted... He was the subject of like over 50 lawsuits just in Chicago alone.
Right,
people that were suing him or whatever. Yeah, so like he scammed and whatever, and this murder castle was like supposed to be a hotel at first, and then the World's Fair that was there is when he did like a lot of his killing. It was in Chicago, and it was kind guy is
this dude
off his rocker, dude.
So Mudgett also required his employees to carry life insurance policies, naming him as the beneficiary so he could collect money after he killed them.
Con artist.
Now, I mean,
now let me tell you something. If I go get a job, right?
This is what I'm
get
saying.
a job, and the requirement of the job is that I have an insurance policy made out to my boss.
Yeah.
I'm not taking the job.
You know, something
is fishy about that, dude.
God. So he sold the bodies of many of the victims to local medical schools, because he was into medicine. So it's like, oh my God. So he confessed to 27 murders. He later increased the total of more than 130, though some researchers have suggested that the real number exceeded 200 murders.
Yep.
He then sold his story to the Hearst Corporation for $10,000. Now, he'll never be able to see that money, obviously.
No, he got hanged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did read that.
Yeah.
But, dude, I mean, to build something like that, you're in it to win it. You know what I mean? And there's no going back.
So what he did too with his murder castle when he was having a commission to be built, because he wanted it built with like all these, it was like a 3-story. It was like a big It was like a big building in pre 1900. It was a big building and it stood out. But he would like hire like different contractors to build like different portions of it, so that not all of them would like know like all the things.
The room here.
But then he would like do it under different names, and then he like wouldn't pay them. So like he got sued by mad people, and it was amazing to me that all the corrupt shit that he did like flew under the radar ish.
And he got busted for the insurance fraud or whatever.
Yeah.
Not the murders.
No.
Right.
No. But I mean, again, what did the police have in the late 1800s?
Nothing.
As far as, all they would have had was eyewitnesses.
Yeah. And the thing
is,
is,
if you can't find the body, which they wouldn't because he's fucking sold them all as cadavers.
Sold them and then he, burnt them.
Right. Yeah, or he would dip them in acid. He would bury some. He did all kinds of weird shit.
Is there a documentary on this guy?
There are hundreds of documentaries on H.H. Holmes. There's literally dozens and dozens of them. Yeah.
So he's the first known.
He was the one that they first coined the term of serial killer. Yes. Yeah.
A nut.
Oh, nut job, dude.
Wow.
Whacked out. Watch some documentaries on him though. It's amazing. We could do a whole entire podcast just on H.H. Holmes. Yeah. Not just a show, like a whole podcast just on H.H. Holmes. Yeah.
I mean, these are very interesting. I guarantee you, we're gonna probably do.
Fun fact, Jack the Ripper. How they never got Jack the Ripper.
Yep.
He's like one of the most famous serial killers ever over in England.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of evidence points to Holmes being Jack the Ripper.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he was in England during several of the murders that they attributed to Jack the Ripper. So
that takes like another turn.
Yeah. Wicked.
See, interesting.
It's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy. All right. Wow. So I am going to take us to Colombia for my first one.
Let's hear it.
This guy's name was Luis Garavito. He was born 25th July 1957, also known as the Beast.
Ooh.
He was a Colombian rapist and serial killer. In 1999, he admitted to the rape, torture, and murder of 138 young boys and teenagers.
Holy shit.
His victims, based on the locations of skeletons listed on maps that he drew in prison, could exceed 300.
Wow.
But they proved that he killed 138
Jeez.
of his confessions. So, Garavito continues to confess to more murders. He has been described by local media as the world's worst serial killer. The Guinness Book of World Records lists another Colombian, Pedro Alonso Lopez, known in Colombia as the Monster of the Andes, as the largest scale serial killer of modern times. However, in terms of number of murder convictions, Harold Shipman tops the list, followed by Garavito with Lopez third. The judicial body ruled that the Garavito sentences totaled 1,853 years and 9 days in prison.
Wow.
almost 2,000 years in prison.
So you would think, I think when a serial killer gets caught and they're going nowhere, they're gonna die, either stay in prison or whatever. Do you think they get joy in
100%.
in confessing?
100%.
And are just
100%. It's taking credit for their work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They love
100%.
the credit, you know?
100%.
Because I was reading one of these that one of the serial killers before he died was like, I put in all the hard work, which is horrible.
Yeah.
But he's like, I want to get the credit. I don't want you to get the credit,
Right.
or the, you know.
Yep.
So God.
Well, and a lot of them too. A lot of serial killers, when they're in prison, will use their body count as leverage. So if they want something, you know, the cops will be like, well, you know, if you want to get moved to this facility,
safer,
you know, give us a body. You know what I mean? So that the families can get closure on. So, I mean, that's probably what.
And they do have that in their pocket. It's
This guy's
sick as it sounds.
As bad as it is, this guy's probably living like a fucking king in prison right now because he keeps giving up bodies.
Give us another one.
Right, give us another one. Give us another one. It's like, well, you know, give me a new bed, or give me a private cell, or give me a this, or give me a that.
So sad.
It's crazy, but got convicted of 138 murders.
And that's a lot.
Yeah, dude, that's a lot. I mean, you hear about a serial killer that's got 10, and you're like, damn, this dude's got 138. So I was also reading about this too. The reason that they said that he got away with these for so long was because most of the time in Colombia at that time, when someone would mention something about a missing person, no police report would get filed because it wasn't mandatory. So
it's kind of like
in 1997, after this guy got caught, and they linked all these killings to him, they made like all kinds of reforms to the, you know,
which is good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, the 1990s, they should have fucking had that already.
I know.
But again, different countries with you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
It is crazy. So speaking of Harold Shipman, you mentioned him?
Yep.
This is my next one. So this is a different take on serial killers, you know? He, British serial killer Harold Shipman attended Leeds School of Medicine and began working as a physician in 1970.
Okay.
So this guy went in, he went in to be a doctor. So just think of that.
Yeah.
Between then and his arrest in 1998, he killed at least 215, as possibly as many as 260 of his patients, injecting them with lethal doses of painkillers. So for a serial killer,
like an angel of mercy.
yeah, you go in, that's what he loves to do.
Yeah.
So, dude, this one freaked me out because I was like, oh man.
See, that he's just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
I mean, there's, you know, angels of mercy is what they call people that assist people with a suicide.
Oh, okay.
You know, when they're, you know, they know that they're going to die of cancer in a while, and they're like, yo, just gas me up, you know, push the button all the way up, and they call him an angel of mercy. Technically, it's illegal.
And this dude was just a straight up doctor, though.
Right, but this guy's just doing it just because he liked it.
Yeah. Shipman has altered his computer records to create symptoms that his dead patients never had, in most cases within hours of their deaths. The commissions further speculated that Shipman might have been addicted to killing and was critical of police investigation procedures, claiming the lack of experience of the investigation officers, resulting in missed opportunities to bring Shipman to justice. So, you know, the cops didn't do their thing, but he got busted eventually because, you know, the computers, he would alter it,
right?
But the timestamp, so the time is what got him busted. And then he later admitted, you know, up to even possibly 300 people that he did this to. Just going to the doctors. A doctor serial killer is just the worst.
It blows my mind that that like they didn't like pull his license after like 5 or whatever,
and then there's 10, then there's 50,
you know what I mean? 100. Right, it's like, because I mean there's very clearly records of people dying. How many more patients did he have die than other doctors.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
and that's
that,
what kind of...
that number is gotta be, the gap has gotta be like this.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
so it's like nobody looked at that and was like,
Right. 100
let's
of your patients...
pull his license.
Right.
And or fire him from, like, being a doctor so that he...
Yeah.
You know, and then let's investigate him. Not let's investigate him and just let him keep being a doctor.
Yeah.
Like, 200 whatever.
60 plus.
Crazy. That's crazy
Yeah.
to me that they
So when I was reading that, I was like, damn, that's a different avenue of a...
Right.
You know, working your way up. Oh, I'm going to go to school to be... I'm going to be a doctor.
Right.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I'm going to go to school to be a serial killer.
Yes! That's what I'm saying. Oh, so yeah, he's... Oh, man. Harold Shipman, a nut.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so I'm going to go to Samuel Little. Now, again, I watch a lot of documentaries and whatever about serial killers, so pretty in there with them. I haven't even heard of this guy, and this is America's most deadly serial killer.
Oh.
So the worst, the one from America with the highest body count.
And he's captured in...
He actually just died December 30th, 2020.
Wow.
Obviously in prison.
Yeah.
Okay, so his name was Samuel Little. He was born June 7th, 1940, and just passed away a couple of months ago. Was an American serial killer who was convicted in 2012 of the murders of 3 women in California between 1987 and 1989, as well as in 2018 of the murder of 1 woman in Texas in 1994. So technically he was only in jail for 4 murders.
Okay.
He claimed to have killed as many as 93 women, and investigators have linked him to over 60. The FBI has confirmed Little's involvement in at least 60 murders, the largest number of proven cases for any serial killer in United States history.
Wow.
He had allegedly murdered women across 19 states over a third of a century, ending in 2005.
Damn.
So this dude started, oh my god, this is crazy. Started in the 80s and went into the 2000s. So in 3 different decades, he was killing people.
Yeah.
And it was like all around like the South. Like it was from like Georgia, like all the way to California. So it was like all the lower states, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, all down south.
Wow.
The number of murders he confessed to, if confirmed, would make him the most prolific serial killer in United States history.
Yep. See, again, confessed.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So it's funny too because some serial killers stay in one spot, you know, and they're like the thrill of you know,
They got their like territory.
Yeah, and something like that. You could, I mean, you think,
right.
Oh, he's in New York.
I mean, if I was gonna do it, not that I'm going to,
right?
But if I was a serial killer, I'd like to think that I would go to different cities, different states, different parts of the country.
Yeah.
Like, keep them guessing, keep them moving.
Because you couldn't.
Right. Well, it also makes it a lot harder for them to. Well, this guy was also killing like prostitutes and stuff as well too. So it was really hard to track him because a lot of the times, unfortunately, you know what I mean. The victims went like unnoticed almost. You know. So.
And it's crazy too because when it comes to like, I mean, they do care about prostitutes. You know, they want to solve the case, but they're just easy pickings. You know.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So, but yeah, fucking, I would go across a lot of states because
you would have to.
It's harder, you know, I mean, the states still communicate a little bit as far as the police goes or whatever, and then, you know, the FBI picks up on it, but whatever, because it's, you know, but you still have to make a pattern across all these states. Right. So it's like, how do you know that this person that got killed in Florida is the same as in New York? You know what I mean? Like, it's...
And now talk about... speaking as like a serial killer, you got the whole United States to run.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not just confined to a town or a city or a state.
Yep.
So that would be the ultimate, you know.
Plus this guy was like a drifter too, you know what I mean? Like he didn't really have a house, like he just...
So he blended right in.
Yeah, so he just, he was like off the radar just like all of his victims were too, so it's, you know. It's crazy.
It's so
crazy. It's crazy.
All right, so I took another different avenue here. Serial killer Eileen Warnos, a woman.
Yeah.
Was sexually abused and thrown out of her homes as a teenager. Having involved in previous incidents with the law, she made a living as a sex worker on Florida's highways. So, you know, she had to do what she had to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're thinking you're picking, you know, it's kind of like a role reversal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They made a movie about her.
Did they?
Yeah. It's called, I think this is who it is, but it's called Monster.
Yeah, I
With
think
Charlize Theron.
I did read that.
Yeah.
Is it a good
It's
movie?
a fucking wicked movie.
Dude, I'm going to be watching documentaries and movies on all these.
Dude, it was such a good movie.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'll be watching that. Yeah, so in 1989, she killed a man who had picked her up. She went on a kill, and at least 10 to 20 other men was eventually caught, convicted, and placed on... Well, she was eventually caught and convicted and placed on death row. Though her sanity was questioned, Warnos was executed by lethal injection.
Yep.
So it's kind of... It's the other way around, you know what I mean? So,
Yep.
like, instead of a serial killer picking up a prostitute,
Yep.
she was getting picked up and doing the
and
killing.
Killing him, yep. Yeah, as a result of the trauma that she...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's, dude, that is a really good...
Yeah, I did read that they made a movie.
Pretty sure it's called Monster.
Yep.
Just Monster.
You are
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
Yep. Really good. Charlize Theron was in it, and she did a
Good job.
wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super messed
So
up.
I thought that was, you know, different avenue, you know,
Yeah.
a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, look at, you know, you're a guy, whatever, you're doing whatever, and, you know, you just think, I mean, it could happen to anybody.
Yep.
You just think, oh, quick score, zoom, boom, boom. But no.
Yep. All right.
Woo!
So for my last one for today, I went with probably the most infamous serial killer in American history.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the one that is most recognizable by name. Also unsolved.
Oh.
And they have probably made more movies, documentaries, and shows about this one than any other serial killer ever.
Another
Maybe except for
documentary.
Jack the Ripper.
Another documentary I
Yeah.
have to watch.
Yeah, lots of documentaries. This one's called the Zodiac Killer.
Oh, yes, I have heard of this.
Yep, it's a pseudonym of an American serial killer who operated in Northern California from at least the late 1960s to the early 1970s. The unidentified killer originated the name in a series of taunting letters and cards sent to the San Francisco Bay Area press.
Oh, yeah.
These letters included cryptograms and ciphers. So the Zodiac murdered 5 known victims in Napa County and San Francisco, respectively, between December 68 and October 69. He targeted young couples, with 2 of the men surviving attempted murders.
Damn.
He also murdered a male cab driver. The Zodiac himself once claimed to have murdered 37 victims, and he has been linked to several other cold cases. So they just keep finding cases that, like, this guy may have been connected to. The San Francisco Police Department marked the case as inactive in April 2004, but reopened it at some point in March 2007. The case also remains open in Vallejo, as well as in Napa County and Solano County. The California Department of Justice has maintained an open case file on the Zodiac murders since 1969.
Damn.
He sent all kinds of weird shit to the press, dude. Like,
So they made a movie, obviously.
lots of movies.
Yeah. So I saw a cheesy one. I think it was a Lifetime, the Zodiac Killer. Got the basis of it all, but I gotta see the documentary.
Yeah.
The real.
There's a bunch
Yeah.
of them. Just type into into Netflix. Just type in Zodiac.
Yeah.
And
it's there.
They'll all pop up.
That's crazy. And the 2 guys survived.
Yeah, two of the guys survived.
God damn.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Didn't he send like Zodiac sign to like?
Oh, he sent all sorts of stuff to the press.
Yeah.
To the newspapers and stuff. He sent like all these like cryptic messages and ciphers to
Carefully so he won't get caught.
He was just taunting him.
Now that is a rush in itself, you know.
Yeah. Well, a lot of serial killers will do that because they like the rush.
Yeah.
And they think that they're not going to get caught, and then they usually just do something stupid.
It's that
and
one
get
little
caught.
slip
Yeah.
up.
Well, it's like Ted Bundy. He got pulled over in a VW Bug with a busted taillight.
And there was a body in the back,
Something
right?
like that, yeah. And they figured out who he was.
But even with that, I think one guy or girl, I forgot, ran out of the house, was like, oh my God, help me, help me. I think a police officer, he came up and was like, oh no, they're just... And then took the person back in the house, and obviously that was the end, but, I mean...
It's nuts.
Whew.
There was one, I can't remember his name, but he was a cop.
Oh, see?
And he would like find like stranded motorists out in the desert. I think it was like in Arizona or Nevada or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he would find these motorists and he would be like, hey, don't worry, I'll give you a ride back into town. And he would put them in the back of the cop car, drive them out to the desert, rape, torture, and kill them in the desert, and then just dip. And then like a lot of the times he would get called to the scene.
Oh my God. See, now I never even thought of that.
Dude, so then like his footprints already on the crime scene. His DNA already on the crime scene. Like,
and he altered all of it.
He screwed up one, like he like didn't actually die, like they got away and they identified him like as a cop, or there was like a shoe print found that wasn't supposed to be there yet, and it was like a police issued shoe print, like a police issued like boot or whatever. God, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it was like, but yeah, that one was crazy.
Come on,
yeah, it's nuts.
I never even thought of like, oh, I'm gonna be a cop
and a serial killer, right?
I'm gonna be a doctor and my God, and we're supposed to trust these people.
Right. Matt's never gonna leave the house again.
I mean, I'm not going anywhere.
If you need help, don't call the cops. There might be a serial killer too.
Oh my God, I can't take it. Oh yes, but that is our one drink for the show. We're gonna continue these. These are I love these.
We're gonna have to do another show on this for sure, because it's just too good to not.
And it's just the different avenues of these people, you know. So, and I'm sure there's many more. Like you said, the cop, and then there's a local one here we can do about. Mm-hmm. So, we're definitely gonna be doing another show on this.
Sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Part 2, Part 3, Part 4. Who knows? Who cares?
Yep. But anyways, guys, as always, we appreciate all the love and support that we've gotten. Don't forget to check us out on both Facebook and YouTube. You can catch our history show every Monday and our full-length shows here on YouTube every Wednesday. You can also, if you'd like to listen to the audio version of these shows, you can find us on all major platforms. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Click the bell notification to make sure that you are notified every time a new episode drops. And as always, guys,
see you.
Greetings, gladiators. This is Alex. I just wanted to say thank you for supporting One Drink Podcast. They are a couple of friends of mine that are supporting me, and they help me sell my monoprints. These are my monoprints. I make all these to be unique. They are all one of one, so when I print them, I make sure my graphics are laid down in different spots every time. And these thick hoodies all get the headpiece, so that's pretty cool, I think. Cheers to that. Also, I just wanted to let you know there is a discount code for you guys, One Drink. If you punch that in as you're checking out, you get 15% off. So I will see you soon, and thanks again for the love. Peace.
Standing upright, corruption exposed. Please don't ban me now. What mission is clear, steadfast, no fear.